Hey you guys, I have another watch me work for you today. I'm going to show you how I got this look right here. It's got transfer foils, it's got stickers, it's got encapsulation, it's got a couple different things that I'm excited to show you how I like to do. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the full set of Gel X that I showed you guys in my last watch me work. So these are pre-shaped Gel X tips. They're grown out for about 2 weeks, and I'm going to show you how I like to fill them. I'm using a Pana bit. These are from Amazon. They're my favorite bits. It's a medium grit, and I'm just going to go ahead and debulk most of the nail, make sure all of that polishes off, all that good stuff. You see here on my middle finger, I did have a bit of lifting, so I am being very, very gentle and careful with this bit to try and get most of the lifting off that I can, but I'm going to go in later with a sanding band just because I don't want to accidentally graze the nail with this carbide bit. Those are for extensions or enhancements only. Here I am switching to the sanding band. This is a 180 grit, and I'm just going to go around kind of the sidewalls and cuticle of the nail where I didn't remove all of the polish and, you know, the edges. So I'm just kind of creating like a nice slope into my natural nail, so it's much easier to fill and I'm not dealing with like a ledge that my gel is self-leveling into. Here I am attacking some of this lifting. Same thing as the other nails. I'm going to go around the sidewalls and the cuticle area. The cuticle area is where the lifting is. You can see how it kind of changes color from that like natural my nail color coming through to that white. That white kind of color is the lifting. I can feel it because I'm working on myself, but that is how I spot lifting on clients as well, is primarily the color. And every once in a while you'll see me kind of just ever so slightly push on the free edge of my nail to see if it is lifting off of the nail plate. My sanding band is running pretty slow. You're gonna run these slower, not too slow, because it's really easy to get your bit to bog down if you are running it at too slow of a speed and using too much pressure. So I think I'm running it maybe like somewhere between 8 and 10,000 RPMs. It's in the forward direction right now. Just smoothing out that little pinky. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch to my cuticle bit, and I will use this to continue getting after that lifting. You did not see me get all of the lifting off. So this bit is in the forward direction because I kind of want to chip away at that lifting. Because of the direction that I'm working, the direction that I'm pulling the bit, I want it in the forward direction, basically to chip off that lifting. This is a diamond bit, obviously. I'm all over the natural nail. I love this bit for cuticle work and precise work like this. It's very soft, and the itty bitty little football shape makes it really, really easy to get down in that cuticle or into tight little areas of lifting like this. I'm still working on not beating myself up when I do have a lift on myself or on clients. It is very frustrating, I completely understand, but I'm working on choosing to believe that lifting and even pop-offs do not mean that I am a bad nail tech. Sometimes things just happen. Go ahead and take a look at my nail here. It is ever so slightly green. That is called Pseudomonas aeruginosa. It is caused by bacteria. It is not mold. It is not fungus. It is bacteria. So when you have lifting, you can get a little bit of moisture and things like that under the nail, causing bacteria to thrive. Again, it is not fungus, it is not mold, it's bacteria, and it's normal. As soon as oxygen hits it, it dies. It is important, however, to remove that lifting. You want to completely expose it to oxygen, that way it does die, because if you don't take care of it, it can cause problems. So while it should be taken seriously, it's no reason to panic. So really quickly, I just wanted to show you this clip from an upcoming video. I want you to take a look right here at my middle finger. You can just barely see the little itty bitty hint of green toward the free edge. This clip was taken about 5 weeks after the events of this current video that you're watching. So I just wanted to show you how this is growing out. Had I not removed all that lifting and essentially killed the bacteria, it could have gotten darker and it could have caused more issues. So because it's not any darker and it's nicely growing out with the nail plate, it's just a stain. I just wanted to show you how it should be growing out so that you know that it's dead. If you are ever nervous about anything on your nails, see a dermatologist or a medical nail technician. Here I'm just trimming down my nails. I like to use the little magnet trick. I got these little magnets off of Amazon, and it just kind of helps trim down the nails so that they're all the same length, at least from the underside. It kind of helps take some of the guesswork out of shaping the nails. Just grabbing some nail clippers to take off the corners. I am forever and always, well, I should say that. I just really love an almond these days, so that is what I'm going for this time. Just grabbing my hand file to refine and perfect the shape as best I can. Try to look at the nails from all angles when it comes to shaping. You want to look at the under, you want to flip your client's hand up so that you can see it from their point of view. That helps you get a really nice uniform look among all the nails. I'm just grabbing my little buffer. It is a 240 grit to kind of run along the underside of the free edge. That will help get any of those, I don't know how else to describe them other than frillies. I'm always calling them frillies. They're just little itty bitty pieces that don't belong on the nail but are hanging on for dear life, and so sometimes I use my buffer to kind of like literally push them out from underneath the nail. I don't know why they happen, trust me. It happens with any type of tip, it drives me nuts, but that's how I like to get rid of them. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my cuticle bit that I was using earlier. Now it is in the reverse direction, and I'm probably running it about 10, which honestly in my eyes is a little bit fast. I will use it on 10 on a little bit of tougher skin. If your client or yourself has a lot softer skin, I might run it a little bit slower. At least starting it a little bit slower is probably smart, just to make sure that everything is comfortable. So satisfying. I am not gonna use nippers. I'm gonna use this cuticle bit to buff that dead skin all the way off my skin. Oh, so satisfying. Be careful with your pressure here. That is a lot of what I remind myself, because the e-file is kind of designed to do the hard work for you. We couldn't do everything we do with a hand file these days, and if you did, your wrist would be nice and messed up not long into your career. So let the rotating of the e-file and the bit that you choose do the work. You do not have to press hard. That can be uncomfortable for your client, and you can cause injuries, and nobody wants to deal with that. You're gonna cause more problems for yourself later. So keep reminding yourself to be gentle with the pressure. My e-file is in the forward direction now, and I'm going around the other side of my nail plate. When it comes to cuticle work, your e-file is in reverse to do the base of the cuticle and the right sidewall from your perspective, the nail tech's perspective. And then along the left side of the sidewall, it is in the forward direction. That way, the skin is being pushed up and off of the nail plate as opposed to being dragged down and onto the nail plate. Here, I'm gonna grab a pair of gloves, and I'm cutting off the fingertips. Basically, I don't do this every time I do my own nails, but I really should. I am just protecting my skin from all the products that I'm using. You can really easily run into overexposure issues and contact dermatitis when it comes to using the same chemical products every single day. As a nail tech, that is what I do, and I do deal with, if I get too lazy about gloves, I can deal with, some dryness of the skin, things like that. So I'm just protecting my skin as best I can. I'm gonna go ahead and dehydrate the nail plate, and then I will go in with my primer. This is important. This primer is a professional only product. It is an acidic primer. It's by Tammy Taylor. It's the only one I've ever tried, but I really do like it. It's called the non-lifting primer. Again, only available to licensed professionals. You need to be so careful not to touch the skin with this. I have gotten it on my skin before, and it's not catastrophic, but it does burn, and it can cause chemical burns if left on the skin. So being very careful. You're gonna start in the center of the nail, while most of the product is on your brush. And then once there's less product on your brush, you can get a little bit closer to the sidewalls. I'm gonna do a second coat over all my nails and really focusing on where that bacteria green spot is, that Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Then I'm gonna go ahead and fill. I'm starting out with the Cocoist Mega Stick base. That is my line of choice. I have really truly fallen in love with Cocoist. It is my favorite. So because I already have my design in mind, I know that I'm going to be encapsulating. So I'm first using Mega Stick base and applying a thin layer all over the nail. I'm building them up ever so slightly. I'm not focusing on building an apex or a nice sound structure because that is going to come later after the art. That is what basically encapsulation is. I'm going to encapsulate a transfer foil as well as some stickers. So that is the first step here in the fill. I'm just very lightly building up just a little bit, basically just the area that has grown out. I have a nice smooth surface, but not flat. So I'm working on making it flat right now with a very thin layer of Mega Stick. That's all going to be cured. And then I will go in and not finish file because I'm not finished yet, but I'm gonna buff over it with my sanding band to make it nice and flat. Here I'm flash curing my thumb so that the gel doesn't cure on my skin or into the sidewalls when I put my hand flat in the lamp. Cleansing off that tacky layer, and then I'm going to go ahead and finish buff so that it's nice and smooth and my transfer foils and stickers aren't dipping. So once they're nice and flat and thin and clean, I'm gonna go in with my colors. One is CND Denim Patch, and the other one is by this Amazon brand that I don't know how to pronounce, and I'm not gonna try. It's a nice jelly chocolate brown. It's a little bit translucent. It's the perfect base for a tortoise shell. So I'm doing 2 coats of each, curing for 60 seconds each, and then I'm gonna go ahead and top the blue nails with the CND gel base coat, and I'm gonna top the brown nails with the ENL transfer foil glue. That stuff has to be cured for 2 whole minutes. That is the best way that I have found to use it. Then I'll go ahead and grab my foil, place it on the nail where I want the design. I'm gonna use the back end of my tweezers to push the foil into the cuticles and sidewalls to make it look nice and seamless on the whole nail. And when you pull it off, there's your pretty picture. It looks pretty dark right now, but it does come to life with the glossy top coat that I'm gonna put on it at the end. I do think that maybe I would have done 1 layer of the brown jelly polish if I were to do this look again, because the transfer foil itself adds a little bit more opacity, so I feel like it really only needed 1. But now that I have the transfer foils all transferred onto those brown nails, tortoiseshell nails, I'm gonna go ahead and build the actual structure of my enhancement. This is why I didn't want to build it up too thick to begin with, because if I built it up thick, then if I encapsulated it, it would be even thicker and you would have a nice, bulky, way too fat nail. I finally found a gel brush that I love. I do love it. It's double-sided. One side has an oval shaped brush that I used to build, and then the other end is a nice detailed fine line brush, which I love. The only thing is that it's a bit too long, and I have totally stuck a jelly brush into my hair before because of how close I get to my work. So let me know if you know of a shorter one, because I'm obsessed with this brush, if it was shorter. Anyway, blue nails have a nice coat of the CND base coat. I wipe away the tacky layer of that before I go ahead and place my stickers. This is the fun part. These are the stickers that I'm going to use, and I will link them down below as always. And I just kind of place them where I want them with my tweezers. Kind of play with the placement. I love that these stickers have a clear backing because I can kind of just hold it up to the nail and see where it might look good without having to use it, not like it, and have to waste a sticker. I like to use this little silicone booper, I call it, to flatten down those edges. And then same thing, I'm going to build my structure on top of those stickers. Raised stickers especially can be prone to lifting if you don't seal around the edges perfectly, which is why I like to encapsulate. So I'm just building the structure of my nail on top. This was tough because these stickers are raised. From the side view and, you know, looking down the barrel of the nail, it didn't look exactly like a nail enhancement because the stickers are their own structure. So that kind of drove me crazy, but I did get used to it. I was okay with the fact that it didn't look exactly perfect like a nail from the side view because A, no one looks at that, and B, I had chunky stickers on my nails, so it happens. I want you guys to let me know down below if you like to watch me work videos. Do you like it when I have the products, like a photo of the product up in the corner? Or do you like it when I have the product up in the corner with like the typed out name of it? Or do you like it when I film my own like close-ups and there's a clip before you ever even see me using it, like a product shot? Or do you just prefer it to be like tucked up in the corner? Let me know what is like easiest for you guys, because I haven't been filming those up close product shots recently, and I do feel like editing is easier, but I don't know if you guys prefer it that way. So if you care, let me know down below. I would really appreciate that. I love how the thumb turned out. This is my favorite nail. I placed the flowers in like a little bouquet type shape because my thumb has the real estate for it. Hanging my thumb upside down to let the gel level, let gravity help me level my gel like I wanted, so I have a nice apex. Then I'm going to go ahead and just file the free edge ever so slightly. This is to remove any of the transfer foil that has wrapped around the free edge. That will cause it to, guess what? Lift and chip, and we don't want that. I'm going to lightly buff over the surface of the nail. Very lightly, or so I thought. I totally did mess up my pointer finger. You will see in a second. I just ever so slightly took that buffer right over one of those stinking stickers. Actually, now that I'm seeing it, I kind of went ham sandwich. Okay, so that's why that happened. And now I have a little white spot over one of my flowers. So I'll show you how I fixed it. I'm just looking for a polish that is a similar color, and it turned out to be much more purple, which is why I think these flowers are maybe lilac or lavender. I honestly don't know. So I'm gonna grab this polish, put ever so slightly dot right over top of that little white spot that I totally buffed away, cure it, top coat it, call it good. Now I am gonna go ahead and top coat all 10 nails. This is the Cocoas Ultra Glossy Top Coat, the best top coat of all time. It stays ultra glossy forever and ever, amen. I never realized how dull my nails could get over time until I started using this top coat. It stays glossy. It's crazy. So once they're all top coated and cured and I'm oiled up and lotioned up, I am all done. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any future videos of mine, and I will see you guys next time. I'm so cold. Yeah, man.